Hello, family, and we're so glad you came to our kitchen today. It's a beautiful day. I don't care what's going on outside, it's a beautiful day. You know why? Because we're alive. We got out of bed this morning. We're breathing. We're able to see, to speak, to hear. Our brains are functioning. We can walk. We can talk. God is good every single day. He is a very good God and a very present help in every time of trouble or situation that you think, oh my goodness, I can't face another day. Yes, you can, because His grace is sufficient. When you invite Him to come into a situation that's going on in your life, a crisis or a chaos or whatever, you know, and you say, Lord, I really need your help, He'll come to your aid every time. He is not a God that ignores you. You don't have to beg or plead. At the very mention of the name of Jesus, you are in His presence. And I don't mean cursing. No, no, no. I mean saying, Lord Jesus, I need your help. He always comes on time. Today we're doing tomatoes. You say tomato, I say tomato, whichever. They're so good. Look at this bad boy. Nice big. Is this a beefsteak, Rick?
Yeah, I think so.
Rick, our floor director, he's the one that brought some tomatoes in for us. I'm telling you what, there's so many varieties. The heirloom varieties are real big now. But there's, you know, this and a piece of toast, a little mayonnaise, some salt and pepper, maybe just a spot of onion on it. Slice that tomato on. That's a meal to me. Paul and I sometimes have tomato sandwiches for supper because we like them, especially when they're really juicy and really ripe and just right out of the garden. There's nothing better. I hope you're able to enjoy them. Today we're going to show you some really wonderful recipes. Laura's here with me, Laura Comanisi, and she's going to be making some sauces and some pasta. I'm going to make you a tomato pie. Oh my, a tomato pie. And of course, we have to have a pizza. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute. But first, here's today's at-home hint. Here's today's at-home hint. Place 1 pound of trimmed asparagus or green beans in a microwave-safe baking dish with a tablespoon of water. Cover and microwave on high, power level 10 until tender 3 or 4 minutes. Uncover immediately.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, I should ask this Italian lady if she likes tomatoes.
Oh, we sure do.
Yeah, you couldn't have a meal in an Italian home without a tomato, right?
Especially homegrown.
Oh, and now's the time to do it. I mean, when you're taking the last harvest out of your gardens or whatever, you're going to the farmer markets and you're getting all kind of she's going to show you some ideas of what to do with them. Okay, she's making a blender tomato sauce.
Yeah, and
Tell us.
what's nice about this, I do remember my mother, to take the skin off, we would have to blanch them. Do you remember? Blanch, wait till they cool, burn your fingers, peel. This is a great idea you have, Arlene. You don't even have to worry about the skins now.
Nope.
You just put it in a blender.
It pulverizes it, so you don't even have to get a piece of it in your mouth.
No, and what we did here, the recipe you're going to get at home calls for 4 pounds, and Arlene figured it out. It was 16
About 16 nice sized plum tomatoes.
They were that size right
there.
there.
Yeah, about like this. Just like that.
And all I did was cut them in 4, just half and half, and stuck them in here.
Took the core out, of course.
And I'll blend them and I'll show you.
Now you have half of it done because you have to do it in 2 batches.
I have half right here.
Okay.
And look, no skin, nothing, so you don't have to worry. Do you want me to go ahead?
Sure. So she's blending that. Then she's going to add that in with the other half that she's already done. And while she's doing, look how fast that is. It's amazing. While she's making the sauce, I'm going to make a tomato pie because I love tomato pie, and this is the time of the year when you get those wonderful tomatoes. This is just a plain old refrigerated. Now you can use the frozen pie crust. I like the refrigerated ones that you roll out there in a round piece and you put them in there. You bake this at 450 for 9 minutes, and you bring it out. It shrinks a little bit on the sides, not to worry, it'll be fine. But you want to make sure you prick that with a fork in there so that it doesn't get big bubbles on it, okay? So, and then you want to let that cool a little bit. And then what I am going to do is just take my knife, and I'm cutting thick slices because we want to be able to taste that tomato. Now you can cut them long ways if you want, but I think with serving, this is just an easier way to do it. And of course, these are all beautifully washed and dried. We don't want excess moisture because that will make your crust not be really crisp like you want it to be. So, this is all we're doing. Now, what are you doing? How long does that have to cook, Laura?
Oh, this you can just cook down actually till taste. I'm going to say a good 45 minutes.
Okay, now what else are you going to put in
Yeah,
there?
what I'm going to put in is fresh garlic, 2 cloves. We always use fresh garlic. If you can, if it's a possibility, do the fresh. Extra virgin olive oil. You can use other olive oil, but I do like
Oh, no, you have
extra.
to use that.
Yeah.
And
extra,
you do that to taste. If you like a heavy oil taste, put it in there. Why not? It's yours.
And then we have some salt, pepper to taste, oregano, dried basil, and I'll put that in here. But I just chop this up. The recipe doesn't call for fresh basil. But if you have fresh basil,
Yeah.
if it's in season, you have it.
But I wouldn't put it
Really-
in yet.
No.
Because you're starting to get that to cook. So we're going to wait on that for a little while.
And that's it.
And that needs to cook. You bring it to a boil, then you reduce the heat to just a simmer, so it just goes a little bit. Now show us
it a little bit.
show us the one that you've been having cook for a while, so we could
Yeah.
show you what we're going to do with the plastic bags.
Look at, okay, see the difference even in the red. You can see this is the one that's been cooking
That's the
for a
one.
while.
And look how
this
thick it is.
Yeah, and this is the one we just put on. So this is more or less pink, and this is a nice rich red.
Right. Now you want to get a measuring cup and some Ziploc bags, because we're
Okay.
going to show how to ladle that one that's been cooking.
Oh, okay.
So that they can see, and show them the ones that you have, we've already frozen, so they can see how that works.
Okay.
Because you want to, you go to all this work, and then if it doesn't go right in the freezer, you're like, wow, I wasted my time and my effort and all the money and everything. But you know what? There's no reason that has to happen.
Well,
it will work.
Here's what I'll do. I'll just show. I did want to say something too. My husband has a little bit of tomatoes are really acidy.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have problem with acid in your stomach, I just add just a pinch of baking soda
That
to the
neutralizes
sauce. It neutralizes it, brings the acid up, and all you have to do is just take it, just
Perfect.
skim it off. But I did want to show this here. This is how I do my tomato sauce. This is how I do my tomato sauce at home. After I make a pot, and when it's cold, I get a freezer Ziploc bag, and I just, you know how much
Now,
you use.
I would do, because we only have 4.5 cups, I would use the quart size, which would
Okay.
give you 2 cups. Because sometimes you don't need a big, like you have a big family.
Yeah.
But sometimes you only need like 2 cups. So you could take the 2 cups out and one package, which would be like half of this. And that would be enough for whatever you're going to make. But she has a large family, so she does the bigger ones. And the way you want to do it is take this, and I was telling her, you always fold down this top part where it has the seal. See, like that. Because you don't want anything to get on that seal, because if that doesn't seal right, air will get in and actually deteriorate your product. Let me see, we have the smaller ones here. Let's just take a look here.
Okay. You want me to show them what it
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the finished product. You put it in, and what you do is on cookie sheet, you lay these. Now it's going to be, it's not frozen, so you lay it on a cookie sheet, and what I do is I take a paper towel and put the
Right.
paper towel on top of the layers. So you have your sauce bag, paper towel, your sauce bag, and you stick the cookie sheet in a freezer. Once it's frozen, you can take them off, and you can just, I mean, it's wonderful because you just put this on a shelf,
Sure.
the storage space you save, and then when you want to have a little bit of sauce, it breaks off. I
Right.
broke some earlier. You can break it off easy, but when you want to thaw it, just stick it in your pot. Don't let it thaw in here, because then you're taking care, you're scooping out wet.
But
once-
if you work and you want to use that this evening for supper, you leave that sit in the sink all day. It'll be fine. Now, while she's doing that, what I'm going to do is sprinkle just a chopped shallot over my tomatoes, finely chopped. And then I have some salt and pepper, and we're just going to sprinkle that over them, just like that. Some dried oregano, dried basil, just like that. Very
looks
easy
good.
to do. It is, and it's wonderful. Now, what we put on top this next, I know we're running out of time, so I want to make sure we get to this, is we're just going to put some mayonnaise on the top of this. I mean, you say mayonnaise and tomatoes. Well, what's on a BLT? Usually mayonnaise. And what's on like a good tomato sandwich? Usually mayonnaise, and so I'm telling you, you're going to like it. So we just cover this very quickly like that. Why don't you go ahead and fill your bag so that they can see.
Hot.
So they can see the.
This is a little bit hot.
Is it too hot
Yeah,
to do
I
it?
think it is.
Okay.
I think it is.
Then you have to let that cool down a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit hot.
Okay.
I mean,
Then let's cut the fire
want me
out
to-
from under that.
yeah, let me just try. Okay. I'm just because it's hot, I'm just going to show you. You just pour it in. Okay, it's a little bit warm, but for sake of showing you.
2 cups is actually
Yeah.
what you're going to do there.
And then you have to flatten it. And I know, I also wanted to show you, if you don't, see if you can take the air out, flatten it. And if you're in a hurry, which I was one day, so I just brought this in to show you, Arlene. When you
We're almost out of time.
when you think you can do it, it's a mess. So do it correctly.
Okay. On top of the mayonnaise, we're going to now put our shredded cheese. This is our cheddar cheese. And this goes back in. We baked the pie shell, remember, for 9 minutes, lowered the heat to 350. Now it's going back in for about 20 minutes. And that cheese is going to make a wonderful top all over that pie. If you like tomatoes, you're really going to like this one. Okay, go ahead, Laura, let's put that in.
Put that in.
And we're going to take a break. When we come back, a whole lot more of our tomato show. We'll be right back.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
If you've just joined us, we're doing tomatoes, and more tomatoes. And Laura has made us a wonderful tomato, a blender tomato sauce. It's so easy. You don't have to take
Skin off.
seeds out. You don't take the skin off. And now she's going to show you how to make the bags for your freezer. And she's going to do that in 2-cup increments. Okay?
Yeah.
While she's doing, go ahead.
Okay.
It's nice to do it in a measuring cup, because if you want 2 cups, when you get to the 2-cup level, you know that that's where you're at. And so, let me go a little bit more than that. Good.
There.
Okay, and then remember, you want to keep the seal, the part that seals. See, that never got anything on it, so it'll have a good seal. Wonderful. Burp all the air out of it. Then it's going to lay flat, because when they freeze flat, like she said, you can stack so many bags in that little bit of space like this, you can stack so many bags. Incredible.
Then you want to lay it flat.
Lay it down and let it go clear to the end, the corners. Yeah, that's perfect.
And then just put a paper towel
How
on
easy.
top.
Okay, so while she's finishing that, I'm making my margarita pizza. I have taken 1 can of refrigerated pizza crust. It's like 11 ounce. And you spray some butter spray on your cookie sheet, and it unrolls, and you just push it in. We did olive oil over the surface of this, baked it in the oven for about 5 minutes. That's all, about 5 minutes. Okay, and then we brought it out. And now we're going to lay we're going to put some seasoning on our crust. And we have some garlic powder. We have some basil. That's all going to flavor what we're putting on next. Love those smells. Oh,
That smells good.
and then of course some salt and pepper. Really, you need that when you're, even with any kind of a crust like this, it's good to put that. And then, of course, you have tomatoes that need the salt, too. So, there we go. Is that, you got both of them? Perfect.
Yeah.
Do you have any left?
Just very little.
A little bit?
Very
Okay.
little.
We'll save that for later.
But-
Because you want to drop your pasta
Yeah, I'll get that
and
on now.
get to that. Yeah. We'll put that back there and we'll work on it. Now, I'm just going to, plum tomatoes, single file, single layer, line them up. Easy to do.
Arlene, what I didn't show was the bags. Usually you want a little cookie sheet because to pick that up now you won't be able to.
Yeah.
But a little cookie sheet or something flat, you'll be able to pick it up and then stick it in the freezer.
But even if you don't, when you still get it to the freezer and you lay it flat, it'll go right back into that flat shape. So it doesn't, you don't have to worry about that. That's okay. It'll be all right. But it is a good idea to do that because the less aggravation you have, the better. You know, that can get aggravating sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just going to
because you're trying to get it all.
I'll
get it
start
all
this
done.
Here, I'm going to fry up my garlic.
Okay.
I'll get my pasta going, my fresh tomato linguine.
Okay.
Just a little bit of olive oil.
Very good.
Crushed up some fresh garlic. And saute that garlic up.
How much garlic do you have there?
Oh, 2 cloves.
2. Okay.
2 cloves. And a little bite on red pepper seeds. You don't have to, but we did here some oregano. And you're going to saute that and get that just not brown, but
No,
just
you don't
enough
want-
to get
that's
the
right.
garlic some flavor.
Well, you have to bloom the flavor. So when you smell it, you know you're there. Okay. So I've covered. All my tomatoes are on my crust. It looks good already. I'm telling you, I could eat it like that. Now what we're going to do is put, this is fresh mozzarella cheese. And we're just going to lay that all over the tomatoes.
Nothing like fresh mozzarella.
That smell, that, I mean, just the feel of that is like, oh man. Just give me a fork.
Nothing like fresh.
I love it. I love to watch them make it. You know, sometimes you see them making it on television, you're like, oh, could I ever go for that? Yummy, yummy.
Okay.
Now this is going back in the oven for just a couple of minutes, like about 8 to 10, until this melts. And when we bring it out, then we're going to throw fresh basil all over the top of it. It's going to be incredible. You don't want to not make this. This is a pizza margarita. What's that mean? Margaret?
Yeah, Margaret, margarita.
Margarita. Okay. Want to put that in for
Sure.
me, dear? Very good. I hope you're enjoying this because we've been making all kinds of, we need to have a time. Laurie sets our timer. She's our clock lady. She sets a timer for us with her clock. Now tell me what you're doing over here.
Okay, I have the oil is done
Okay.
with the garlic and the
You
peppers.
have your pasta in.
The pasta's ready to come out.
Okay.
And
we only have 2 minutes, so let's go
okay,
ahead and do it.
everything in
Everything's
this,
ready to roll, huh?
And it goes in raw.
Yeah.
Actually.
Because the heat from your pasta is going to cook your fresh vegetables. She's got some wonderful tomatoes there, and she's got mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, and I'm going to just do a little bit and a little bit because I have to put in this here pasta over here. So we can take this out.
Yeah, let it drain out, and you want to get a lot of that water off there because it would be mushy, and you won't want to do that.
Okay.
Set it on your plate there. That would be good.
Bring this over. I'll bring this over here. Now this is nice and hot, so you'll
You
have.
can see the steam coming, so that's going to cook those tomatoes.
Yeah, and,
And what else goes in there? Does the red pepper go in there too?
We have red peppers. We diced
Okay.
up. We can throw that in.
That's a sweet pepper. That will make it nice.
And just keep mixing because you want that cheese
To melt, huh?
to melt. Yeah, and we'll
Okay.
this, and then okay, put in a little bit more pasta.
Some more pasta. This is just linguine.
Yeah, and then
This
you
is a 1
have,
pound.
take your hot oil mixture. And
Oh,
put
boy.
that all in, and I
that
just
heat will also help to cook those
wipe it.
tomatoes. I tell you, this is a quick meal when you get home from work. I mean, till the pasta cooks and you chop the vegetables, you're ready to roll.
There's some chicken broth in there too.
That will
half a
help to
cup.
keep it
That gives
moist,
a little,
yeah.
flavor.
And what's that?
Some cheese, Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan, that's the grated parm. Okay, and what
But
else?
That's it, and I just do it in little increments so nothing gets really clumpy.
Crumpet, yeah.
And everything
We
melts.
have more pasta?
We have more pasta.
More pasta, okay.
Just
Oh boy, the smell is incredible. I mean, this is something you're going to want to make for your family, I know. You could use other kinds of pasta if you didn't want to use that particular one. But while she's continuing to make that, and the pizza's in the oven, we're going to take a break. When we come back, everything we've made with tomatoes today. We'll be right back. Here's how you can get the recipes for this show and the whole month's worth of recipes. We'll be right back.
Just go to ctvn.org/at-home to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/at-home to get today's recipes now.
Now be sure you get the recipes for all the tomato recipes, because I know you're going to want to, because this is such a versatile, look at this, it's so colorful and beautiful, and everything tastes so good. When those fresh tomatoes are there, enjoy them, enjoy them. First of all, here's our speedy, look at that, that's that tomato sauce that comes out of the blender. You cook it for an hour, wonderful. Let it lay flat like that in the freezer, perfect. Next, this is our Oh My tomato pie. I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. Look at that bad boy. Oh yeah, incredible. You're gonna enjoy that one. And here's the linguine, tomato linguine. You don't even cook, all you do is cook the garlic a little bit, and you heat up the oil and you just put it on there, and the heat of the linguine cooks the tomatoes and the red peppers. That is awesome. I'm telling you, that's delicious. And then margarita pizza. That's what this is. Look at that. Oh, that crust is nice and crunchy. You just want to go down through the center, and then you look how many cuts you get. You get a lot out of this. Easy to do, delicious. You can add hot peppers on there if you want. You can put chicken on that, anything you want. That's a winner, and you're going to enjoy that. I hope that we've created a little desire to make something special, something different than what you normally have. I hope we have done that. So be sure to join us the next time. You know, it wouldn't be the same if you weren't here at home. And I trust that you're going to be going to church this Sunday, because it's really, really important. It's so important to spend that time in the Lord's presence. Until then, we'll see you the next time right here on At Home.
Food provided by Jordan Banana Company, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Dravosburg, Pennsylvania.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.